What's up, guys? This is Tabletop Vibes, and today we're taking a look at Endearment, Regency, and Romance in a Jane Austen era board game.
Yeah, so I was actually super surprised at how into this game that I got. So
Kind of crazy.
Yeah, here's a little bit of the flavor, the
Yes.
backstory to get you in the scene
Do it in the
of the
voice.
game. In the Regency era of Jane Austen's... I'm not going to do the voice. So you're in the Regency era of Jane Austen's England, and you have just finished reading a novel, a romance novel that you feel so connected to. You are an eligible young bachelorette looking for someone to marry. You have status, you have wealth, and you're looking for an eligible suitor to romance you and sweep you off your feet. So in this game, every round you are drawing Persuasion, and it's cool because it kind of plays out like a Jane Austen novel. Every single one of your heroine player cards is actually a character from a novel, which is really cool. I got to play as Elizabeth Bennet from Pride and Prejudice.
I was Fanny... I don't know. You made me Fanny somebody.
But yeah, so what we ended up doing is we chose our characters, and each character has kind of an asymmetric ability based on 6 different characteristics, which are honor, wit, capability, charm, vigor, and wealth. You have different abilities that if you level up on your player board track to a certain level of each one of these, you get to do some pretty cool things.
Right, yeah. And each character with their asymmetrical ability starts with 3 distinct traits, and everybody's traits could be different, but why they're important is because your hope-to-be lover has the same other 3 traits that you're trying to then level them up to then hopefully marry and get more endearment points.
Yeah. So the way that this plays out like a book is that the rounds are called chapters, which is just so cute. At the beginning of every chapter, you flip over a plot card, which is kind of like that particular round's ability. It could be an immediate resolve. It could be end of round.
Doing some sort of thing, or triggering, or not doing some sort of thing.
And so then you can go to the tea garden and gain a persuasion.
Because you need persuasion to persuade.
So you go to the tea garden and you gain a persuasion, and then when you're in town, you could also choose to visit the Modiste, or you could send...
A dress shop for all of you commoners.
Thank you. Yes.
You're welcome.
Not everyone is as well-read as I am. So you could visit the Modiste or dress shop.
Yes.
You could send out an invitation to another character to come and join the party, which we'll talk about.
Right.
You could send out a correspondence.
The correspondence is they're inside the deck and you're pulling them out. And then the calling card is they have been at different various locations and visiting different places, but they have left and you're, come back.
You pull them from the discard pile.
I love you.
So yeah, it all makes sense within the context of the game. So you've got your characters, you've got your persuasion, you've got your plot, and then you flip out the different settings.
Yes.
Now each setting...
The Abbey, the library. It's all these different locations, these beautiful locations that is the setting for, well...
Romance.
Romance, yes.
So each setting has the ability to level you up on a particular trait.
Yep.
And you can only do so if you play a dress from your hand that has that same trait symbol on it. And
but if I play that same trait,
it
and
starts
Steven
a rivalry.
His dress, we go into rivalry mode.
Yes.
Who has the better
wore it
tailored dress? Yes.
Yeah,
Who spent more money on getting their dress cooler? Which, okay, so as a guy, I never thought how much I'd be so in competition about how my dress is and how excited I was to crush Steven with my level 10 dress compared to his level 4 dress.
Well, so you add up the dress point value with the trait point value that you have in that same ability. Again, wealth, vigor, etc.
Right.
And the winner of that wins the rivalry. And it's important because the winner of that rivalry gets to choose who within this setting, which character to talk to first. There's 4 available spots within each setting. Actually, you do have the ability, depending on if you get to higher player counts, to go beyond that initial 4 that are on the board.
That's true. Depending on player count, there's different amount of visitors that are at each setting. So we played at 2, we played at 3, we played at 4, which is a up to 4 player game. So at 2 players though, it gets a little bit more cutthroat because there's more rivalries, and like you kind of want to go first sometimes to try to get to talk to them.
Each setting has a mix of men, women, and those characters are going to have different things that pique their interest.
Right.
So just by talking to someone, you get kind of a baseline reward, which is listed on the top half of the card. But then, if the icon for the setting, again, wealth, vigor, wit, etc., matches with one of the symbols on that character's card, then you've piqued their interest, and you get the reward that's on the second line. And this can be dresses, persuasion, endearment.
Which is huge.
Yeah, or you can level
2
up.
of them. Yeah, Steven beat me on one of these guys. He was pretty cool. And he literally gave you a dress, an endearment, persuasion.
I was talking to a captain.
I did not have the right dress at the right time. I was bummed. So I went back to getting more dresses because you got to be prepared.
That's right.
Got to be prepared.
Got to have the right dress for the right occasion.
You really do.
So after you visit a location and you choose who you're going to talk to, then you go back to town, and if not all locations have been visited, you get to do it all over again.
Right, and the people that you didn't talk to, though, at locations that you've already visited, they will leave, which is why you would want to send a calling card, come back, to bring them back into the game, essentially.
So it's important to pay attention not only to the people who you're talking to, but also to the people who leave, because that lets you know who the calling cards are valuable to bring back.
Right.
And it's kind of this fun little nod to literature, is that the people who you as the heroine, the main character of the novel, are interacting with, well, those are the people that are likely to continue to show up in the story. So those same people get dealt out again in the next round, because the next round, after all the settings have been visited, after all the plots have been resolved, then you add all of the last chapter's settings to the discard pile. You take all of those characters, you shuffle them up, and add in one more character.
New character.
Yeah, and then you place them all out on the board with some more settings.
Right.
To the next chapter with a new plot. You get the idea.
Yeah, and you continue to do this various more times until someone then gets married.
Yes. And so here's how marriage works.
Yes.
Let me tell you how marriage works. There is on your player board a little kind of gold ribbon around the number 5. Now, that's not just by accident. That means that when you have a trait that is level 5 or above, you can attract someone to marry who is interested in that trait.
Right.
Now, I mentioned before, the people you're interacting with have 3 different symbols on their character card. Well, if you are at level 5 or higher in each one of those 3, then a proposal takes place, and guess what? You get married.
Mazel tov!
Yes, and more than one character can get married in the game.
Yes.
Matching up those symbols makes them your perfect match, but also in true Jane Austen style, again, I played as Elizabeth Bennet, there's a Mr. Darcy card in the deck.
And I had Edmund Bertram, something like that.
And this is where the strategy comes in if you are wanting to do correspondence. Let's say you're playing through the game and you haven't seen your true love get dealt out yet. You might choose to put out some correspondence and say, okay, I'm getting married. I know I've got what my true love is looking for. I've got my traits leveled up. So you might send out a correspondence to get Mr. Darcy to come to one of your settings so that you can get married that round. Because
but you still have to win the rivalry and get your dress and be prepared. Yeah, and so, I mean, it's kind of fun because there's like a little bit of take that, because like you're kind of like bluffing, bidding like with your dresses to try to win, to go first, to like run up to that person and talk to them in like the story. And then I seriously just love that those people you talk to in the game move to the next chapter, and the people that you don't talk to are like out of the chapter, but they can be called back in later in future chapters to then resurface.
Great mechanic.
Yeah, and it's like you do feel this whole like in the storybook mode, and like on your asymmetrical character board. You have, the person that your true love person, but it might not always work that way because you have to spend persuasion, and persuasion is useful because persuasion you can spend in town to do different actions. But you can also spend persuasion to use their cool ability.
Yeah.
Like if you win in a rivalry, gain endearment. So there's ways to combo all this different stuff, and all at the same time you're playing this storybook Jane Austen novel. And the art in this game, it's cool because it gives odes to botany, a little bit of Lafleur. And so if you know their games, it's kind of all intertwined in, the persuasion cards have flowers on it, right? So it all thematically works perfectly together. And then it's just this really great world where we stayed up way too late playing this, where we were literally we should go to sleep.
Yeah.
But we didn't want to because we needed to find the dang dress so that I can kick
need to
Steven
get married.
butt. And get married and level up my honor and my wealth and vigor.
And endearment.
Right, so that I can make a bunch of endearment so I can be the prettiest of them all.
Yeah, which is important to say. The goal of the game, yes, is to get married, and marriage is what triggers the end game, but the winner of the game is the one who has the most endearment. So you're not looking to get married until you are high enough on that endearment track to know that, I'm going to win this game.
Endearment is what brings us together today.
That's right.
But yeah, this game is a blast. It's coming to Kickstarter super soon. Check out the bio. The link will be in there. Like, subscribe, and comment on your favorite Jane Austen novel. And let us know.
Yeah. Gotta be Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only one I know about until I played this game. So I will have to go with the same.
Well, there you go.
And so this has been Endearment. We're Tabletop Vibes. Make sure you're ready. Keep your dress close at hand. And Regency.
And we'll check you next time.
Thanks for watching.